Hey everybody, this is D. Hunter bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to be looking at the McFarlane Toys Spawn Classic Clown 3 action figure. Now this is an older figure from McFarlane Toys back when they had their 7-inch Spawn line running from years ago. I got this guy because he's a clown, he's in a straitjacket, comes with a gurney and a muzzle and all kind of cool props. I thought this guy might look good in the back of my Joker base as sort of a deranged clown henchman or something like that. So let's go and check out the packaging here. At the top, Spawn, McFarlane Toys, Spawn Classic. Here's the figure inside there. He's got this piece for his head, the muzzle, the gurney, and here he is looking all twisted, deranged, in the straitjacket, bloody, fat, disgusting, just all kind of weird stuff going on with this guy. I don't expect him to be very articulated. I know McFarlane's older figures are very statuesque. So as you can see at the side, Clown 3. At the back, there's a bunch of other figures from this wave. There's a barcode, but this guy is long sold out, so it's probably not going to help you very much. So no further ado, let's open him up and see what he's about. Alright, now that we got this figure out of the package, here he is with all of his accessories laid out. You get the clown figure himself, you get a gurney, you get some kind of contraption to go around his head with spikes in it, and then you've also got a muzzle. Now I don't have big expectations for this figure. Frankly, he's probably going to suck. He's going to be a statue. I got him because he's grotesque. He has some great accessories and props. I got him because overall he's a great display piece, but a terrible action figure. So let's take a look at him. So I'm not buying him for Spawn purposes. I'm buying him for the background of an asylum, the background of my Joker base, a deranged, tortured clown. I mean, look at that face, bloodied up, marks all over him. Look at his mouth, his teeth, his nose, his deranged makeup. He's in a straitjacket, Violator tattoos. I mean, he's bleeding, he's all cut up. The detail is really nice, the sculpting. He's got chains on the bottom. I mean, this guy's a prisoner. This is going to be great for my Batman world. Now let's check out his accessories. And they all pretty much go together. Here's his helmet, or some kind of torture device. You can see it's going to fit around him. It's got spikes that go all the way through the outside to his skull. Feels like it could be kind of fragile, so I'm going to be careful with this thing. He also comes with a Hannibal Lecter type of mask. I was calling it a muzzle. I'm sure there's an actual technical term for this, as well as that spiked helmet torture device thing. It's got some straps on it. You can see the sort of guard for his mouth so it can't bite anybody. Very creepy vibe to this thing. I can find a ton of uses for this in my action figure world, even if it's just a background piece. And then his gurney. As you can see, it's got blood splattered on the bottom. It's got some loose straps that you'll be able to wrap around and attach him. It's got these little pegs here. You can pull them off, get them looser. Should work because it's a pretty big guy action figure. Got some handles at the top here. Got a couple bars that go down, so you're going to have a couple different display options, upright or completely flat. Wheels that actually spin. It's a pretty cool piece. Definitely a nice prop, and I got this thing for so cheap, it was well worth it. So then here's the gurney by itself, and then here he is in the gurney. Now this is a pretty fragile piece. I've actually already broken some of the pegs without even realizing it. I didn't just do it just now. I have no idea when it happened. I haven't had this guy very long. He was brand new in the package. You can see one of the pegs in there, another one of the pegs in there. My point is, these pegs are fragile. Get it the way you want it and leave it be. I mean, look at his deranged face and teeth. It looks like Spawn did to Violator what Batman does to Joker before he puts him in the asylum. All broken and battered up. And here he is with his muzzle on. And then with this sort of torture device attached to his head. So here he is, a prisoner in an asylum, being tortured and treated poorly. And honestly, if you know the Violator, rightfully so. I think this guy should make a great background piece in an asylum type scenario. He can be in the cell in the background instead of these guys. He's probably going to spend most of his time in the background of my Joker base. Maybe he's a thug that didn't please Joker. Maybe he's somebody that Joker's torturing and has tattooed clown makeup on his face. The possibilities are endless. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories, next let's show the height of this guy. From bottom to top, he's sitting at about 6.5 inches tall, which is going to translate to around 16.5 centimeters. Now let's look at his articulation, and it is awful. So starting with his head here, yes, it can rotate around. This is the best way you can get a look at his face, but even the package, kind of like this, it can rotate all the way around, even creepy enough to be behind his neck. He has articulation in this arm, which is absolutely bizarre. This arm is pretty much pre-posed. It's connected to the back here. There's some soft plastic. But they actually made that shoulder articulated. I don't know why the hell McFarlane would have ever done that. Like, really, why bother? It can move this much. That is so dumb. McFarlane was notorious for always cutting in some really weird, useless articulation points. No idea why. And then he's got really nothing going on here. And he can rotate here. I don't really see how that'd be helpful. I mean, yeah, he can sort of look to the side, maybe on his gurney. It's just going to look really weird if you twist it like that. So this is not really what I would call a quote-unquote action figure, but a pretty cool display piece. At least it's an in-scale clown, beat up, bloodied up, in a straitjacket and a gurney. Yes, thank you, McFarlane. I don't know how I didn't know about this before. Here he is in the background of my Joker base. A lot of props
Here
there.
he is,
a little bit too busy and crowded.
Background,
Not sure if I'm going to keep him there or not, but that's where he'll stay
this
for
is
now.
The Extreme Sets Asylum
Definitely
pop-up.
fits the theme of things.
Here he is in another cell with some doctors looking at him, studying him, analyzing him. These cell pieces actually came with some smaller 3.75-inch Mattel DC Multiverse figures. Some of the Arkham larger figures came with these, like Killer Croc and Solomon Grundy. And they're actually interconnectable. I ended up getting a ton of them on eBay and made some jail cells. And here he is in a larger version of the same thing. This is a Mattel wrestling cage. This thing is perfect for a larger jail cell, giving this guy some space, giving people room to study him. This thing is in the background of my GCPD most of the time. Next, let's check him out compared with some other action figures, and I'll try to include either some prisoner or clown action figures as often as possible. Here he is with the other clown Violator figures that I have. These are pretty old, and they're a little bit too small to actually be in my Joker army, although I must say I really do like the look of both these guys. As far as I know, this clown here in the straitjacket is the only Violator in his clown look in the 7-inch scale. If there's one I'm unaware of, please drop me a line in the comments below. And here he is next to all the Spawn figures that I have. I got several of these figures to use as civilians or regular people in my overall action figure world. I got the 2 clowns to use as Joker henchmen, but frankly they ended up being too small. I got that Spawn because he's just an absolute badass. And then I got that Owl in the military attire. He actually stays with my aliens, Colonial Marines most of the time. And now, let's check him out with some other action figures from different various companies to see how he fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix him with. Here he is with some of his McFarlane Toys brothers. We've got the Joker, and then a few various prisoner-type figures. And here he is with some DST, or Diamond Select toys. That Barbara Keene on the right from Gotham is the only prisoner-type figure I have from Diamond Select. And here he is with some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. Then, next to some NECA figures, we've got a couple different Pennywise clowns. We've got Hannibal Lecter on a very similar type gurney. And then we've got the NECA Joker. And here, with some Mattel wrestling figures, got a couple different Doink the Clowns and the Fiend. They're in my Joker army. And then we've got this other figure here. I thought he looked like he could be in a prison jumpsuit. Then, next to some Mezco 1/12 cloth soft goods action figures. And here he is with some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse figures. Then, with some Mafex figures. And here he is with some Hasbro Marvel Legends. Although I think the actual only clown figure here is from the older Toy Biz Marvel Legends. And here he is next to some SH Figure Arts action figures. So overall, this is a pretty poor action figure, but a pretty cool display piece. His sculpt is fantastic. His articulation is abysmal. This guy's paint job is pretty nice. I'm not really planning to use him as an action figure, but simply a background display piece. For that purpose, he is going to do just fine. If I were to rate this guy, probably give him a 5 out of 10, just because I'm not fond of figures that move so poorly or don't move at all. But the fact that he's going to work so good for me, I'm going to bump up to a 5.5 out of 10. Do not get me wrong, I'm not disappointed. I knew exactly what I was getting when I saw this figure on eBay and grabbed him. If you have any interest in a figure like this, he is pretty cool. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add it in the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.